Today I'm making a video I've wanted to make for a very long time, and that is breaking down this monster of a collection I've got behind me. Behind me on my walls and in cases, I have over 400 Hot Wheels cars that I've collected over the last 4 to 5 years, if not longer. And I realized that when I give y'all updates on what gets added to the collection, it's one car at a time. I've posted pictures of the collection, I've posted small updates to the count of the collection, but today I want to break it down. And there's a lot of stuff behind me y'all haven't seen before that I haven't posted about, and quite frankly, I'm super proud of it. So today I want to show you everything in the collection. Now, I'm not going to cover every single car I got because while this is going to be a long video, I'm not trying to keep you here for 3 hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go line by line, brief breakdown, and I'm going to stop on some of the ones I think are really important or that I think are really special. And we're going to go from there. So let's start off with the main lines I got behind me on this wall right here.
Wait just a second. I forgot something very, very important.
I forgot to discuss the parking garages I had on top of my desk. I just recently got these. They're lit parking garages, and in here I've put in some of my favorite Hot Wheels cars that I previously had in the corner, but put in here because I thought they would look really cool with lights, and they do. So we're going to discuss this before we get into talking about everything in the corner over here. Starting from the top, we have the Ryu Asada NSX. This right here is based on the real Ryu Asada NSX. This one, though, has working lights. Headlights, track lights. Just thought that was neat. This one was also a gift from Nick's. Tandem R32 Skyline with all the art on it. Really nice kind of gold rims. Pretty Walk Super Silhouette. One of the meanest looking Skylines ever made. Really cool. Next, we have the Fast and Furious RX-7. This one's got the HKS livery on it. Advan Honda NSX, or actually this is the Acura NSX, my bad. The black and red. This is one of the original track day ones, actually. This is quite a bit older. 2007. Yeah, this is quite an old one. A Toyota Supra. One of the old school Mark III. Beautiful car. I like the paint job on it. As you can see in the parking garages, what I did is I actually purposely alternated a red and white color, so red, white, red, white, red, white. In the bottom here, I'm not going to pull these out because those are kind of a pain to get in there, but I will put some camera footage on, some close-ups. I have the Liberty Walk car team transport. That is a Nissan R35 in there. Next to that, 2 more Nissan R35s, both Liberty Walks, one white and one red to match the upstairs. So that right there is the parking garage on top of my desk that I completely forgot to mention before. So now that we've discussed that, we can get into the insanity that is the collection corner over there. I'll meet y'all over there. So recently I underwent a small project. So previously on this wall behind me, I could only hold 90 cars before. And that's because I had them each individually thumbtacked to my wall, which looked kind of cool, but I was running out of space and it wasn't as practical. So what I did, I heavily condensed it. So this wall that previously only held about 90 cars is now currently holding around 250, and I got about maybe 20 to 30 slots left on this wall. And this is where I want to start because these are the most basic Hot Wheels cars you can get. Basic doesn't mean I'm not proud of them. It took me a long time to get this many. So we're going to start from the first row. When I started collecting, probably back in like 2020, 2019. And we're going to go to the most recent ones that I got right here. And of course, I'm going to have to make an update video at some point because I got tons of room right here that is yet to be filled. So let's start from the top and I'll bring you all the way to the bottom. So as you can tell, there's a lot of cars on this wall. All of these are mainline cars, so your standard $1.50 cars you find at Walmart, Target. A lot of these I'm not going to go into great detail on because I've just kind of bought these over the years as I found them. There's some interesting stuff here that I'll talk about, but for the most part, it's ceiling to the floor, your basic everyday Hot Wheels cars. Now there are 5 or 6 I want to talk about, so I'm going to focus on those and show you what we got. The first car I want to shout out on the mainline wall is the Mazda MX-5 Miata Chimera. So this car right here was the Hot Wheels Legends Tour winner, meaning this is a real car that got turned into a toy car, and it's extremely spot on to the real thing. I was really impressed when I saw it in the store, how accurate it was to the real life car. Real quick, I'm gonna put a picture of it up right now so you take a look at the real car. It's one of my favorite project cars I've ever seen. It's so sick. It's a cyberpunk inspired Miata, and I love it to death, and I'm so happy they made it into a Hot Wheels car. It's perfect. It breathes Hot Wheels. And I was so happy to see that it won. The creator of the Chimera lives in New Zealand and made one of the sickest Miatas I've ever seen, and seeing it turned into a Hot Wheels car made my day. So that's number 1 of the highlights I want to show you off the wall. Number 2 is a recent addition to the wall, the RD06 from AcesHighXVII's. Originally making its appearance as a drone car, hence the iconic green and black. This one came back this year and kind of surprised AcesHighXVII's fans like myself, because they don't really show a whole lot of love to their old IPs. So seeing them make an AcesHighXVII's car was awesome. They made a few others, one that you're going to see in just a second, but the RD08 is one of the sickest drone designs in the entire AcesHighXVII's franchise, and seeing them reprint it is amazing. I hope this means they're going to print more AcesHighXVII's cars, more than the 3 they've already printed, but that is to be seen. Speaking of AcesHighXVII's cars, we have number 3 of the highlights in the Diora 2 Teku mainline. This was the first AcesHighXVII's car to come out alongside the Diora 3 Teku, and it was a shock. This was the first AcesHighXVII's car they'd printed in close to 15 years, so when I saw it at Target, I freaked out. I bought 2 or 3 of them. This is the one I left closed in the box, and a few I bought to make customs of, which I'll probably show later, but I love the Diora 2. Seeing it in the Teku paint job officially for the first time in 15 years was awesome. So it's on the wall at number 3. Number 4 might seem like a strange pick in the Night Dragon, but it was the celebration car for the Year of the Dragon, the year I was born. If you didn't know, I'm a Year of the Golden Dragon, so when I saw the Night Dragon, I knew I had to get it, as it was the red and gold dragon-inspired Hot Wheels car, specifically designed in the celebrations or event series for Year of the Dragon. So most people, it was kind of a throwaway peg warmer. For me, it had a lot more meaning, so it makes number 4 on the highlights list of the mainline wall. Number 5 comes to us in the Back to the Future Time Machine hover mode. So this is the Back to the Future 2 version with the Mr. Fusion, and without tires. It's got the hover mode on, so whenever they fly through time and the tires roll up, that's what you get. This one was difficult for me to find, and when I heard that it was being released, I had to have it, so the hunt was on. I ended up finding one weeks later at Target, and I'm so glad I found one. It's one of my favorite cars in the collection, and that's number 5 of the highlights. So on to number 6. The number 6 highlight car gets this spot because it's not even a car, it's a submarine. This right here is the Beatles Yellow Submarine mainline. It's just strange, a very strange crossover. I'm not the world's biggest Beatles fan, but the novelty of it, I had to get it. Of course, it's pop culture history, and pretty faithful to the original, I gotta say. So those are the mainline cars. These I first started collecting, so early 2018, and I still buy them even now. If you're starting out collecting, this is kind of what you want to look for. Really cheap entry point, like $1.50 a car, and you can buy tons of them. They're always coming out with new stuff. If you're interested in starting to collect, I recommend going online and looking up which cases of Hot Wheels are coming out. And what I really recommend, it's what I do personally. It's why a lot of the cars behind me are opened up already. If you're going to collect, collect because you want to. Don't collect as a business venture, and you'll hear me say this at multiple points in the video. Collect because it's something you want to collect. That's how you get the coolest collections. If it's something that you truly care about, that you truly love, it'll mean so much more to you. Which is why I've been very particular about what cars I buy for the collection. So a lot of the stuff behind me I'll buy if I don't have one already, but all the stuff that you're about to see is what I'm really proud of, which is all the premiums and all of the ones I've customized and everything else behind me. But before we get into that, there's one more thing we got to talk about, which is the treasure hunts and super treasure hunts that I have right up there. So with the treasure hunts, there's very few of these, so I'm going to go over all of them. We have the Sting Rod with the dinosaur themed paint job. That's a standard treasure hunt. We have Donut Drifter in the Sweet Rides class. I bought this one because I thought it was funny, and I didn't realize till I got it home that it was a treasure hunt. Moving on to the Raijin Express. It's a kind of a Kaido style van. Really like it. The paint job on it's really sick. Moving on to the Jeep Cherokee. This is one of the Mud Studs lines. Kind of a basic looking treasure hunt, but I like it all the same. We got the Volkswagen Baja Bug. I love Volkswagen Bugs, Volkswagen off-roaders. Another one that I bought and didn't realize it was a treasure hunt until I got it home. We have the Time Shifter treasure hunt, which actually straight up says treasure hunt on it. I love this one. It's very like old time explorer, kind of Indiana Jones vibes. Love this one to death. Moving on to the Ducati Paganal or Paganale. I'm not too sure how you pronounce that one. Just a basic white race bike, but it's got the Treasure Hunt logo on it. Moving on to Surf Crate, which is in the Surf's Up line. Love this one. The light pink color is super sick. The Dragon Wagon it's a wagon with wheels. Nothing crazy special. Got it because it was a treasure hunt, quite frankly. The Toyota Land Cruiser in the cream color in the Then and Now series. I spotted this one in Target with that logo on the back. Sure enough, it was a treasure hunt, so I picked that up. The Ain't Fair World Tour bus. Bought this one because I saw the treasure hunt logo on it, and I actually didn't have one yet, so I picked it up. The Hot Wheels Ford Transit Connect flower van. I actually really like this one. It's a very simple recolor, but the purple rims do a lot for this one, so I'm a big fan of it. The 59 Chevy Impala in the Celebration Racers line. This one is for Day of the Dead. Really love the design on this one. I actually ended up buying one for my pops as well. We have the Bone Shaker with the 84 livery on the side of it. And we have Tooligan, which I've actually talked about in my treasure hunt video. But most importantly, Glory Chaser, my one and only super treasure hunt. I found this at Target looking for dog food. I got sent on a trip to pick up some food for my German Shepherd. Decided, we'll check the Hot Wheels, and found this. It's on Real Riders tires with blue Spectra Flame paint. It's my one and only treasure hunt. I'll remember the day I found that till the day I die. One of my prized possessions in the collection. A few more small things to cover. I forgot one thing before we get to the premium lines. I do have some of the 5-pack cars. So these I actually just got today. These are the Formula One cars. We have McLaren, Alpine, Red Bull, Kick, and I believe this is MoneyGram or the Haas F1 team. I found these today. Super happy to have them. They're really hard to find. If you can find them, pick them up. I think they're really neat. I have the Fast and Furious set. It's got Dom's Charger, Brian's Skyline, and a few of the other miscellaneous cars from the movie. We have just a Nissan set right here. I'm a big Nissan fanboy, admittedly, so I had to get these. Then we have the Ford Mustang set down here, and it's just kind of the history of the Ford Mustang from top to bottom. So those are the 5-pack sets that I have. Now let's get on to the premiums. So we are gonna cover the shelf behind me. So how we're gonna do this, I'm gonna cover the shelf right here, and then I'm gonna cover the display cases, and then we're gonna talk about what's on the walls and various stuff around. Starting off, the shelf behind me. The holy grail of this entire shelf is this car right here. This is Baseline from AcesHighXVII's. Now, funny story about Baseline. My fiance, Nix, got me Baseline. She surprised me for my birthday. I'd been talking about it relentlessly. It's my favorite Hot Wheels car of all time, specifically in the AcesHighXVII's paint job. When I opened it, which is a sin. If you buy AcesHighXVII's cars and you open them, you get looked down on, but I'm buying them for me. I'm not going to resell them. So I opened it to put it in its own display case. They come with packs of trading cards. When I opened it, I got the concept art for the car. So here's Baseline, and here's all of its concept art right behind it, which is why it has its own spot on the shelf. It is my most prized possession in the entire collection because of what the car means to me and also who got it for me. If you're watching this video, thank you again for Baseline. It is, regardless of what new cars I buy or find, it will always be the #1 most special, important, favorite car in my entire collection. That's Baseline right here. As I'm talking, I'm gonna put some more shots in so you can get a closer look at the little like Baseline shrine I've got back there. Love that car to death. Moving down here, we have the Team Transports. These are the Mercedes AMG. I believe this is some sort of Toyota, and this is a Honda Accord. When you buy these, you get the car and you get the carrier that it comes on. These are really cool. I'm a big fan of these. I bought these mainly just because I thought the sets together looked really good. Like the carrier and the car looked really good, so I bought those. Here we have the Batmobile section. Some of these are actually main lines, but some of these are premiums. So I'm gonna grab one to show you real quick. This is one of the original Batmobiles from the original movies. It's actually really sick. It's got the gold rims and it's metal. So this is a really good one. That's one of the cars up here in the Batman section. I don't have them listed in any sort of like chronological order. They're kind of all scattered everywhere, but I have most of the Batmobiles. I have almost every movie Batmobile, and I even have some of the animated series and game Batmobiles, so I'm really happy with that. Up here, we have the Hot Wheels anniversary van. This one got its own little spot because it's too fat to fit in the display cases. This is a big boy. I think it's the Astro van. It's big, so I had to get its own spot. This right here is one of the first cars I got as well. This is the 1976 Redline Twin Mill. It's original paint, original tires. Got it at a comic book shop for like $5. That one also had to get its own case because it's a very special car. And last but not least, on the top shelf, I have this right here. This is actually not a Hot Wheels car. I'm not actually sure what brand it's from, but it's a car, so it went in the same spot. This is the Initial D Toyota Sprinter Trueno, the AE86. I've kept it in its packaging because it came with its own case, and it's its own diorama. It's straight out of the manga. It's got the headlight shine right here. You can see Takumi right here, the driver. And I've kept it in the case because it looks great in the case. It's one of the few non-Hot Wheels things I have in the collection, but it was so sick. When I was at the hobby shop, I had to get it. So that is that right there. Moving on to the second half of the shelf. We're gonna start here. This right here is actually a mix of premiums and main lines all in one spot. These are kind of miscellaneous ones I didn't have a spot for or wouldn't fit in the cases. Some standout elements here. I do have the Guinevere from Pixar's animated movie Onward. Next to that is a Datsun rally truck or Baja truck. And then here I've got Kit in battle mode from Knight Rider. And these two are actually kit and car concepts from Knight Rider that weren't in the show, but they were concept cars. The other side, this right here is more AcesHighXVII's merch. I have to show you these. So these right here, if you've ever seen the AcesHighXVII's show, are actually, I show you the card as well. So these right here are actually replica AcesHighChargers from the show. These were given to me by my great buddy Griffin, one of my best friends, childhood friends. He surprised me with them on my birthday. So in the show, how it worked is a driver would complete like a challenge, like a racing challenge. If they were the first to complete it, they got one of these. They could plug them into their car and it would give them some sort of supernatural ability. So either they could slip through tiny spaces or their car would just go faster. These two, I believe this one is from the Water Realm. It's my favorite scene in the entire series. So I have the Water Realm Supercharger, and I believe this one is the Metro Realm. It's either Metro or Swap, and it's Metro Realm. These were, I said, a great gift from one of my best friends of all time. I consider him a brother. Griffin, if you're watching this, thank you again. These are so sick. And they made a great addition to the drone team transport that I found at a, I think it was either like a resale shop or a antique store. I don't remember, but this right here is one of the cars from AcesHighXVII's. I believe it's actually this one right here. I got the trading card for it. It's the RD08. It's the van drone car, and with it comes the carrier for the car. So really big fan. I had to give it its own spot in the corner because it's very unique, and of course that van is, or the carrier is not fitting in a case, so it had to get its own part in the corner. But I really was excited to show these off because these are super cool. And they're really accurate to the show as well. And they're actually kind of holographic. So when you move it, you can see the reflection. So yeah, right below that, I actually just got this. This right here is the Nissan 300ZX. It's a race edition. It's a team transport. So this carrier right here actually opens and you can fit the Nissan inside, and it's a set. They come together. So I'm gonna take a seat with you all down here to talk about what we got in the display cases. So these were actually one of the first parts of the collection. Before I started putting stuff up on the walls like this or filling up the shelves, I bought these cases on Amazon. So these are wood and vinyl, and they're wrapped. It's not real carbon fiber, obviously. It's like a carbon fiber like looking vinyl wrap. They're really sick. I'll go ahead and put the buy link up to them if you're looking to get cases. That's gonna be right here. I'll show a picture of them so you can see what you're looking for on Amazon. In these cases, I've actually sorted them by manufacturer. So all the manufacturers are clumped together. So from here to here is all Porsche. So I'm actually gonna pop this open and show y'all. Open her up. There you go. And of course, I'm not going to show you everything, but I'm going to show you the really cool stuff. So in here to here is all Porsche. You guys have seen this one. This is the Porsche Rallye that I put custom tires on. Really like that one. And that's kind of all for Porsche. Most of these are basics, I think. There's a few premiums, but for the most part, they're all basics. A lot of Nissan, a staggering amount of Nissan. So Nissan goes from here to here, I believe. I think out of every car in the collection, the one that I have the most of is Skylines. Nissan Skylines of any make model. So like I have a bunch of R32s, a ton of R34s. I'm a big Nissan fanboy. Admittedly, I'm a Nissan fanboy, so I've collected a lot of Nissans. My favorites by far being the Gran Turismo Nissan, which was based off of course, the game, but the movie that came out by the same name. Really like that one. I love the Godzilla Nissans. I actually customized all three. My favorite one being this Godzilla Nissan that I put the white tires on. I think that one turned out really great. Love that one. After we go through Nissan, we have Honda, Honda, Acura. Well, actually, it's mostly Honda. So we got the Honda NSX, the Honda S2000. I believe it's a Prelude, a bunch of Civics. Of course, one of my favorite cars of all time, my all-time gun to my head dream car, the Honda NSX. This beauty right here in all white. Love the NSX. After that, we have Mazda, another company I'm kind of a fanboy for. Mazda goes from here to here. This is Mitsubishi. Mazda ends here. My favorites being the two RX-7s that I customized, specifically this one. I love this one to death. It's the Project Nissan with the white tires. And of course, I love the premium line Miata. This one came alongside a Pandem RX-7, but I love the Miata. Beautiful little car. After that, we have one Mitsubishi, which is this one right here. After that, we get Toyota, which I don't have a lot of, but I do have some really cool ones. So I have the Mark IV Supra, the Mark V. This is a Formula Drift Supra. Then we have two Toyota 86s, and that is a Toyota Celica. Highlight of the Toyotas being the Mark IV Royal Executioner, as I called it. This is one of the ones I put custom tires on. Love the paint on this one. This is actually originally a mainline. I just slapped custom tires on it, and it turned out really great. After that, we have Subaru. We have the BRZ. I think that's a Formula Drift BRZ, and two Imprezas of different years. Highlight of that one being the BRZ. I didn't customize any of these. I plan to eventually, so we'll circle back to that. After that, we have Lamborghini. So we have the V12 Essenza, I believe this is. We have the Sesto Elemento that I customized. Two of my favorite cars of all time, the original Countach and the new Countach. And that is Lamborghini. Highlight here being the Sesto Elemento that I customized. All white, white tires, red rims, and it matches with the red decals or red details. Love this one. Turned out really great. A little different from my typical customs, that's why I love it so much. And of course, the Countach is a classic. We have two Mercedes-Benz cars. Mercedes isn't my favorite manufacturer, but I had to fill it out. We have I believe this is a endurance racing Mercedes right here. We have two Volkswagen Beetles. I love this Beetle. It's one of my all-time favorite Hot Wheels cars. I love the pink, purple, and white on this Beetle. Gorgeous car. After that, we have a few Paganis. I believe these are, one's a Huayra, one's a Zonda. No, they're both Zondas. Love these. This one right here is unique in the fact that this is the car that I used to predict that they were making Acceleracers again, because they used the Acceleracers tires, the CM5s, which hadn't been seen in quite a while. This one's really great, premium line. I love this car. After that, we have a few Aston Martins. I believe that is the Valkyrie. And then we have BMWs. Customized both of these. This one is stock. Highlight being this one. I love the classic rims with that yellow paint job. One of my favorites. And that is the right case. So now we got a whole other set of cars to move to on the left. Now we're on to case number 2. And after looking at this, I realized I actually own more Fords than I own Nissans. I'm a little biased. I drive a Ford, so I'm quite a fan of their cars. And looking at it, I think I might own as many Mustangs as I own Skylines. It's close, it's a tie. But starting from the top, we have Chevy. This is the El Camino. I got a few, this is a Bel Air, Greenwood Corvette. This right here is the Gas Monkey Garage Corvette. It's one of the premiums. Gold paint, red line rims. This thing is gorgeous. I love this car. Beautiful. Moving on, we have another Corvette down here, a new one, Stingray. Then we move on to Camaros. Right here, we got Dodge and Plymouth. So we got the Viper, some Plymouths right here. I actually customized this Firebird. This is one of the Hot Shots Firebirds that I put black and red rims on. I think that came out pretty good. Now we get into Ford territory. So this is, you know, the special interest manufacturer, I guess you could say. So I think I now have every single Ford GT that has ever been made, starting from the original Mark I, going all the way down to the 2005 GT, and then you have the modern GTs as well as the race GTs right here. So these came in a set. I love the Castrol Ford GT. This is the Endurance Racing GT. Beautiful car. And now we go on to Mustangs, and just like the Ford GT, I've tried to get every single Ford Mustang I can find, the entire lineage of Ford Mustangs. So start with the original Mustang here. We go down to the Mach 1. This is a Pro Stock Mustang right here, NHRA Pro Stock Mustang. Fun fact, this Mustang right here, this is the 69 Mustang. My dad bought me this when I was maybe 6 or 7. I've kept this car. You can see that the rims are pretty beat up on her. The paint's seen better days, but I've kept this car since I was a kid, which is why I deserved a spot in the cases alongside its Mustang brethren. Love this car. I've got 2 Formula Drift Mustangs right here. The Von Gittin Jr. Mustang. There's another one right here. And then I have the Mustang Dark Horse. This one got the custom treatment. I put all black rims on it because the Dark Horse had to get a little bit of love as the newest Mustang. And then you got the Shelby Cobra, the Thunderbird, and this is just a Ford bucket car. Past that, all of these are no manufacturer. They're all Hot Wheels custom cars. So we've got Reverb right here, another find by my fiance at a toy shop. This was Reverb before Acceleracers. This is the Trackstars Reverb. Paint's kind of beaten up. It's clearly been loved and used, but I had to get it because it's Reverb. And I plan to repaint this or customize it at some point. We got every flavor of twin mill here. We've got the original twin mill 2. That's a twin mill 3. Crazy 8s I got because it's an Acceleracers car. This one is not Acceleracers paint, but I had to get it. Or World Race paint, I bet. This right here is one of the original Hot Wheels cars. This right here, I believe, is Shadow Jet, if I'm not mistaken. You could tell it's kind of old. The paint's kind of dated. The plastic looks kind of old. Really sick. I had to get it mainly just because it was old. Thought it was pretty. Going on from there, we got 2 Roger Dodgers, a GT Scorcher right here on the corner. This is a new one that they've come out with. Actually, one of my favorite designs of all time now. It's called the Small Block. It's designed to look like wood. I think it's just really cool. Simple design, really pretty. Love it. I think it's a really great design. Next to that is the all-time classic MST Suzuka in the manga paint job. Spoiler alert, Chicane I bought because it's an Acceleracers car. That's not Acceleracers paint, but you know. This right here is the custom Teku Diora 2 that I made. I plan to revisit it. I'm not super thrilled with the rims on this. Eventually I'll get some better rims for it, but that's what I got for now. And the very end of this case is the 24/7. So those are all the cases. I think some of my best stuff is in the cases, and everything that I've personally customized is in the cases. I think maybe a few are up there, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I think most of the stuff that's been customized, and by customized I mean mainly just switching the tires out, are in the cases. So from here, we got a few loose ones on the counter right in front of me that you probably see. Nothing too special here. A few Nissans, a few Fords. I think a Matchbox moving parts Mustang. One standout that I have to point out about the table is this right here is a Matchbox car, both owned by Mattel, so, you know, kind of fits the same spot. This is the Holden Ute. So this is the closest thing in real life you can get to baseline. It's kind of a very like El Camino kind of car where it's a truck car kind of mashed together. I want to get one of these, but they're import only from Australia, and I don't believe they can be legally imported. But if you were to build a real life baseline, this is the car you'd build it off of, which is why I bought the toy version right here. So now that we've talked about everything down here, let's take a trip upstairs to the display cases I've got up here and everything else stuck to the walls. And from there, well, we'll be close to the end. All right, we're in the home stretch now. So I have once again ascended the step ladder to show you guys the premium lines. So first we're gonna show off these right here, these premiums. After we discuss these, we're gonna talk about the ones on the wall back here. And then once we discuss all the ones that are still in the packaging, we're gonna talk about the ones that are out of the packaging in these display cases right here. So the reason I have these displayed like this is all of these premium lines that you get from Hot Wheels, either the Fast and Furious ones or Car Culture, Race Day, Slide Street, whatever it might be. Most of these are numbered sets. So like you see on these Fast and Furious ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are sets that I have completed. There are 1 through 5 sets. Now, normally there is a 6th car you can find in these sets. They're called chases, which are essentially treasure hunts for premiums. There are a different coloration. Some of them have different decals. I don't have any of those because I haven't found any myself, and I haven't bought any because they're kind of expensive, so I have none of those to show you today. But I do have some full, complete 1 through 5 sets right here. So starting off at the very top is Race Day. This was the first 1 through 5 numbered set I got. Starting off with the Porsche 935 with a purple, white, and yellow livery paint scheme on it. Next to that, we got the Aston Martin Vantage GTE in a very bright neon color. Like it's like a highlighter yellow, highlighter green kind of color. Next to that, we have the Audi R8 LMS. This is the endurance racing version of the R8. If you know me, I love the Audi R8. So getting this set was a no-brainer. I love the Audi R8. Next to that, we have the old school classic Ford Capri GR5. Once again, another like endurance racing or competitive racing version of the Ford Capri. Finally, we have the 94 AMG Mercedes C-Class DTM. I believe I actually have another one of these down here in the cases. That one's gray, this one's yellow. So it's a different color, but I had to get it to complete the set. On this row, I also have the Forza Horizon 5 Ford Escort. The Forza Horizon 5 ones were just one-offs, they're not numbered sets. So I have that one as an end cap on here to just kind of fill the space, you know. Next to that, we have the Fast and Furious, or some Fast and Furious cars. These are a numbered 1 through 5 set. We got 2 from, or they're all from the movies, but 2 of the like very familiar ones from the movies. We got the Acura Integra sedan, and we have the Nissan Maxima, both with their movie accurate liveries. Next to that, we got an M3 E46 BMW with some really cool teal rims, a fully custom Ford Mustang. I think it's set up like the GT500, same like front end, same color scheme. And then the Alfa Romeo Sprint. I think that's from either Fast 5 or Fast 6, I'm not 100% sure. On the end cap for this one, we have just a miscellaneous Fast and Furious car, the Toyota Soarer. It's in a parking garage. I think this might be from like Tokyo Drift or something. It has a very similar design there. On to the third row, we've got Slide Street, which is the drift racing line. If you know me, my preferred way to race is to drift. Of course, I'm talking about video games. I don't own a race car yet. So in this line, we have the 2023 Nissan Z with the Chris Forsberg livery on it. Pretty neat. Next to that, we got a Liberty Walk Lamborghini Huracan. This one is so sick. It's like a digital camouflage livery design. Next to that, we got the 2023 GR Corolla in the Rain-X livery. So you know, of course, the car brand Rain-X, who makes windshield wipers and washer fluid and all that kind of stuff. They're a common sponsor for Formula Drift, so that's why they got a Hot Wheels car in this line. After that, we got a pretty standard 240SX, the S14, the legendary Nissan S14. And next to that, the 2018 Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5 with the RTR brand stamp on it. And of course, it's gray and green. That's kind of like a very traditional RTR paint job. The end cap for this one, that once again is not part of Slide Street, is the 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 302, just to fill in the spot and make it look a little more full. That Mustang's actually sick. It's got a red interior, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it has to, yeah, red interior, like red roll cage. And it's got bronze rims, white paint job. Really sick, actually. So this is side number 1. Highlights of this one, my personal favorites are the Audi R8 LMS, which is this boy right here. I love this Huracan, this Lamborghini Huracan right here. And then I have a real soft spot for these two cars in the Fast and Furious line because, you know, they're from the first few movies, that very iconic like trail kind of livery where it's item and then trail. So I like these a lot. So that's side 1. Now moving on to side 2 behind me over here. All right, in side number 2 for the premium lines, we have another race day line. These are really cool in the fact that Rexy is one of the first like very, very hard to find premiums that I had to hunt down. So Rexy is part of a race team. It's a sister brother pair of Porsches called Rexy and Roxy. They're dinosaur themed Porsches that run in the endurance racing circuits. I found Rexy because Rexy is one of the normal named parts of the set. Roxy is the pink version and she was the chase. I couldn't find her, but she goes for a lot of money on eBay if you can find her, so keep your eyes out. Next to that, we have the Corvette C8R, a true blood American endurance circuit racer who's been around. I had a different version of that one when I was a kid. Different model of Corvette, but very similar paint. So that one's really cool. Next to that, we got the Bentley Continental GT3. Kind of a very unorthodox pick for endurance racing, I feel. The Continental is kind of heavy, kind of slow, but I imagine if you build it the right way, you can turn around and make it quite fast. Next to that is another Nissan Z, the 2023 Nissan Z GT4, so the GT racing version of the Nissan Z. And last but not least on the end there, we have the BMW 320 Group 5, which I believe that's a Castrol paint job, like the Castrol gas company. It kind of reminds me of the old Jägermeister color scheme for the endurance racing cars back in Germany, but I believe it's going for a Castrol design. And then up here we have the Japan Historics line. So up here, I believe this is an original Toyota Levin Corolla, number 39 right here. Next to that one is a original Skyline. I want to say it's like very, very early Skyline, maybe like the Hakosuka kind of era of Skyline. Next to that, we have the classic Nissan Fairlady Z. That one, it's not specifically inspired by Wong at Midnight, the anime, but it reminds me of the Devil Z. Like it's the same kind of blue, so I dig that one a lot. Next to that, we have a Honda Civic in red with some nice silver rims on it. And last on that row, we have the Mazda RX-3. So that's the Japan Historics line. So up on this wall, these are all complete sets of premiums. I went out of my way to get numbered 1 through 5, as many as I could. But we've covered all the premiums in the boxes still. We're getting to the most important stuff of the entire collection, which is these two display cases right here. So let's discuss that, shall we? So these right here, these two cases are the AcesHighXVII's and World Race case and the Movie Cars case. So out of everything I've shown you so far in the collection, the most important stuff is in these two cases right here, with the exception of Baseline, which let's pull right here. He's number 1. All this is second place, but a very close second place. Importantly, the most important stuff in the collection is the AcesHighXVII's and World Race cars you see right here. So you can ask my parents, ask my friends. I am, and was as a child, very hooked on World Race and AcesHighXVII's. It's a old, like 2005 era Hot Wheels TV show. Actually holds up pretty well, not gonna lie. And they made cars for those movies. Of course, it was the movies were made for merchandising purposes, right? So over the last few years, I've gone out of my way to hunt some of these down. Now, I'm not gonna tell you guys how much I spent on some of them because I had to go hunting on eBay. Some of them I didn't pay a whole lot for. Some people on eBay I kind of like low-key ripped off. But some of these I did pay a pretty penny. So I'm gonna keep how much I paid to myself, but know that these right here took some hunting, took some digging, and are the most important part of the collection. So I'm really excited to show these to you. I haven't really shown these off a whole lot, like I posted certain pictures and stuff, but for the most part, these have been the silent part of the collection, although one of the most important parts. So every car you see in here, I've gone out of my way to buy. Originally in box, I did unbox them, which might be frowned upon a little bit, but I am not planning on selling them. These are bought solely to collect because these cars mean a lot to me. And so every one of the cars you see in this case is as perfect as you can possibly find them. These are as close to condition you would have bought them in 2005. So all of the miscellaneous add-on parts are still there. There's no chips or damage to the paint or decals. All of them are in pristine condition. And they're in this case so they can remain that way, because if I had to replace them, it would cost me some money. So without further ado, starting off, we have the #1 Wave Rippers car from Highway 35. This is the Diora 2 Wave Ripper edition with the removable surfboards still on the back. This was the most important car to me to get out of the entire collection. So in the World Race, there's multiple teams. So you have Wave Rippers, you have Road Beasts, Scorchers, Street Breed, and Dune Rats. So I do have representation for every team. What I tried to do when possible is buy like the team leader's car. So in Highway 35, the team lead was Vert Wheeler, who drove the Diora 2 right here. The Diora 2 arguably is the most iconic car in the entirety of Highway 35. It's the first car you really see in the show. It's dropped off in Vert Wheeler's driveway by Dr. Tesla as an invitation to Highway 35. And as a kid, anyone who watched Highway 35 pretty much instantly fell in love with the Diora 2. It is the iconic Highway 35 car. The paint on this one is gorgeous. It's like this blue, like gloss paint. And of course it has the Highway 35 decals on it. So that's #1. Next to that, we have Switchback, which is a Wave Rippers teammate car. That's #2, with the surfboard still on it and everything. After that, we have Wave Rippers #3. That is the Backdraft, and it also still has its removable surfboards on it. Silver paint with the Wave Rippers decals on them. All of these shared the same type of tires. You'll notice that with the team cars in a certain team all shared the same type of tires. Actually, all the Highway 35 cars have the exact same model of rims, just different colors to match their team. So that's unique to those. On the far right, my right over here, we have Ballistic. This right here is Banji Castillo's car from Highway 35. It's the team leader for the Road Beasts. Probably the most iconic car in the Road Beast, with the exception of maybe like Power Rocket. Going on to row #2, these are mostly from AcesHighXVII's, so the show that preceded Highway 35. We have Nolo Pissarro's Synchro right here. My version is the orange body black spoiler. The rarer version, the more expensive version, is all orange, so orange body, orange spoiler, but I opted for the slightly cheaper black spoiler orange body. Decals and paint on that one, orange with the dragon decal. Next to that is the only Highway 35 car on this row. That is the Plymouth, driven by Taro Kitano of the Scorchers. Next to that is Taro Kitano's AcesHighXVII's car, the Riveted, which is my second favorite design, or sorry, my third favorite design in all of World Race and AcesHighXVII's, that being in order of baseline, Diora 2, and right below that is Riveted. Riveted is driven in the single best scene in the entire show, which is Taro versus the Clock, which is where he races the entirety of a racing challenge that is timed. He leaves the level thinking, okay, well, I'm back home, no problem. Gets teleported to the wrong spot, has to run the entire course again as fast as possible to escape. It's such a good scene, just in general, like as far as like racing animation or racing media, it's a fantastic scene, but in the course of like Highway 35 and World Race, or Highway 35, World Race, and AcesHighXVII's, it's the best scene in the entire franchise. So I had to have Riveted. Riveted was also a gift from Nyx. So Nyx got me Baseline and Riveted. So two of my favorite AcesHighXVII's designs are both from the same person. Next to that, we have Mark Wilde's Spine Buster. That one is a DVD box set, like exclusive. So they have a version of Spine Buster that comes in that really pretty, they call it like cosmic purple or galaxy purple. On the last row, we have Kurt Wilde's Slingshot. Whenever I say there are certain cards in the collection that cost me more than I'd like to admit, Slingshot is one of those cards, because Slingshot is, for the most part, like, as far as like community sentiment goes, Kurt Wilde's Slingshot is the main character card of Highway 35, alongside Diora 2 and alongside Crazy Eights, which is the Dune Rats car. But Slingshot is arguably like the main character car of Highway 35, for good reason. It looks super, super good. It's the purple on green that all the Street Breed cars carry. That one, honestly, I'm not even going to discuss how much I had to spend to get it, but Slingshot is here in the collection as he should be. Next to that is another Street Breed car, the Pontiac Rageous. Just kind of like an ancillary, side car for Street Breed, but I had to have it to kind of fill out the collection. After that, we have 2 cars from the Dune Rats. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a main character car for Dune Rats. I wasn't able to find like the Honda. There's a Honda CRX. At the time, it was a concept. I don't have that one. And of course, Crazy Eights is the main character car for Dune Rats. I wasn't able to find one of those, but I do have the Super Duty or Off Duty, and I do have the Ford F-150, which is right next to that. So moving on to the movie cars, which we have up here. These are from miscellaneous movies, but all movies that I happen to enjoy quite a bit. Of course, I have cars from movies elsewhere. So like, of course, the Fast and Furious cars up on the wall, they're from movies as well. But these are the ones that I thought were like really special, really deserve to stand in their own case, right? So going from the bottom, all 3 of these right here are from Fast and Furious. So going from left to right, we have the, I believe this is a Lancer Evo. It's Brian's Lancer Evo from Fast and Furious. Next to that, we have the iconic Tokyo Drift Mona Lisa. It's not exactly to the movie. I believe the spoiler is different, but the paint jobs, rims, and of course the model of car is all the same. So there's Mona Lisa. Next to that, we have the Racer's Edge Ford F-150 Lightning from the first 2 Fast and Furious movies. That's the car that Brian drives for the shop he works for. Next to that, we have the Matrix Lincoln Continental, the car that the agents drive. The Hot Wheels rendition is super, super good. Jet black paint, white pinstripe decals. Moving on to above, these are actually Matchbox cars, but like I said earlier, Matchbox is owned by Mattel, same as Hot Wheels. So some of the stuff in here is Matchbox, but it's close enough to where, you know, it matches. We have the Jurassic Park Jeeps. We have the Park Ranger Jeep that's driven by people who work at Jurassic Park. And then we have the civilian Explorer that is on the rails that go through the park. So like in the first movie when the T-Rex scene, that's the truck from the T-Rex scene. Next to that, we have a Nissan R35 GT3 from Gran Turismo movie. So that's the one that Jan Mardenborough and the rest of GT Academy drives in the Gran Turismo movie. That one I bought alongside the Gran Turismo R34 or R34 that's down here, but that one's in the movie case. Next to that is the crown jewel of the movie case, the Speed Racer movie Mach 5. So I found that one at a toy shop in Old Town Spring and freaked out because if you know me, you know I love the Speed Racer movie, one of my favorite movies of all time. So finding the Mach 5 in the wild and also in great condition. So I bought it outside the box. There's minor damage to the rims on certain spots, but there's no damage to the decals and there's no damage to the main body or interior. So it's in pretty much perfect condition. It's like as good as you can get it out of the box. I got him for $5. Saved me a bunch of money ordering a in-box one from eBay. So I'm not complaining at all. The top row is classic movie. So you have Kit and Car. They're not movie cars, they're TV show cars. They're from Knight Rider. So, you know, the old school Knight Rider series. Next to that, we do have some movie cars. That is the original DeLorean from Back to the Future 1, and we have the Wild West DeLorean from Back to the Future 3. That's the one with the Wild West DeLorean, so it's on the Wild West tires. So that right there is the display cases. These right here, I said, out of all the collection, this is the stuff I put the most effort into finding and the most effort into preserving. So all this got their own cases, because these right here are the ones that took me the longest to find by far. Especially these right here. So yeah, those are the cases. I think we only have a few more things left to show you and then you guys have seen everything. So let's wrap it up. The last 3 cars I have to show you are right here on the wall. So starting off with number 1, the Cyberpunk 2077 Johnny Silverhand Porsche. I found this one at Target, and Cyberpunk as a game is super special to me. I played it the day before it came out by setting my Xbox's timeline for time zone to New Zealand, I believe. So I was on board with Cyberpunk from the day it came out, and have a crossover between my collection hobby and my gaming hobby was super cool, so I had to pick it up. Looks really great. All the details are spot on. Love that. Next up on the wall right here, we have the 55th anniversary Twin Mill 2. I bought this one mainly because it was 55th anniversary, but it's super cool to me. So this hobby's been around, and this product has been around longer than I've been alive, and it will be here much after I'm gone. Generations before me got to enjoy the hobby of collecting. My generation's getting to enjoy this, and future generations will get to enjoy this hobby. I thought it was super cool, so I had to pick up the 55th anniversary Twin Mill 2. And last but not least, the late great Ken Block's Ford Fiesta. This is one of the Gymkhana cars, and I had to pick it up because I'm a Hoonigan fan, and unfortunately Ken Block has passed. So it was very special to me to find this. It's super great. I had to leave it in the box because this one cost me a little bit. So it goes in a special spot on the wall right here. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the collection. All 400 something cars gone over more in depth than previously shown before. I've wanted to do this for a long time, but I needed to get this wall sorted out behind me because I needed a way to display more cars at once. Once again, if you're a collector, you know that if you run out of space, the answer is to not stop collecting. It's to make more space as you do. So I needed to get that sorted out. I got that sorted out, and I really wanted to just show off what I got here because it's taken me a long time to get to this point, and I'm proud of it. Like, it seems dorky, it seems nerdy. Could I have bought a real car at this point? Maybe got a little close to it, which is a little embarrassing, but when you are into collecting something, you realize that if you really enjoy it, the money's not a problem. You do it because you love it. And I love collecting. This is a really fun hobby. Being out in public, finding stuff you've been looking for, finding stuff you've been on the hunt for, it's fun. It's really fun collecting stuff. And if you yourself are considering collecting stuff and you're a car guy, go Hot Wheels. Go really any diecast car brand if you want. There's a bunch of options, but I've gone Hot Wheels because it's the more mainline, more mainstream way to do it. They're everywhere. You can find them everywhere. Now this video sounds, the way I'm wording it, it sounds like I'm done collecting. Be very clear, I am not. This video is the first iteration of probably many. This is the first pass showing everything I've collected up until this point. I'm not done though. I'm gonna keep collecting. I'm gonna keep putting out updates. I'm gonna keep showing you what I find because it's part of who I am now. This collecting thing has become more than just a hobby. It's part of who I am. It's part of my personality, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud to see how I've changed since I started collecting this stuff. I'm a completely different person than I was in 2017, 2018 when I started collecting this stuff. It's just really fun to see. It's really fun as well to kind of have like a comprehensive history of automobiles. I mean, when I look at some of these cases, I have every form of Skyline, every form of Mustang, every form of GT. It's cool to see where things started, where things are now. So yeah, I'm not done collecting. This is just a start, really. It kind of seems crazy to say this is a start and I've got over 400, but you know what I mean. Symbolically, this is a start. This isn't the end, but I had to show you what I had right now because I'm so proud of it, and I hope y'all got some enjoyment over hearing me ramble about this stuff, checking out some of the cool bits, and I will see you guys next time when this collection maybe changes a little bit and I got some more to show you. Peace.